Hello everybody, today I can write an expression for the sum of a series in summation form by putting a sequence formula in a summation. So what I want to do is I just want to pull up the reference sheet so we can see what we're working with. I'm just going to pause this for a moment. Alright, so this is the right side of the reference sheet that you get when you take the Regents. And if you focus in on this area right here, this is what you need for this unit. So they give you your two sequence formulas, and then you have your geometric series. And like I said in the previous lesson, I'm not going to go over arithmetic series with you, just the ones that are on the sheet. So series, we said, is the sum of a sequence. Literally, the sum of a sequence. So for sequence notation, I'm going to put for the summations form, I'm going to put the sequence formula in front of the summation. That's literally what I'm doing. It's the sum of a sequence. That's what a series is. So I'm taking the sequence formula and I'm putting it in a summation. So that's how we're going to do this lesson in summation form. I'm going to put the sequence formula in front of a summation. So, write an expression in summation form. So again, summation form, I am putting the sequence formula with a summation. So I'm substituting into the sequence formula, and again, I'm just putting it in front of the summation. So A1, the first term is 3. R, A2 over A1, 6 divided by 3, 12 divided by 6, 24 divided by 12, R is 2. So, Sn equals n equals 1 to n. A1, A1 is 3, 2 to the n minus 1. That's your answer. Now, when would you use this compared to the explicit? To be honest, I said in the last lesson, 90%, 95% of the time you're using the explicit. The only reason you would do this is if it was multiple choice and you saw it in this form. Now that I have that, it wants me to find the first 4 terms. I mean, I already have the first 4 terms, but we're going to evaluate it to find the first 4 terms. So let me just find some space to do that. Probably should have wrote it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to do n equals 1 to 4 of 3 times 2 to the n minus 1. So I start by substituting the bottom number, and then I keep on counting up. After 2 comes 3 until I get to the top number. I evaluate each of these. You can use a calculator if you need to. In fact, let's do that just so you see where the values are coming from. 3 times 2 to the power of 1 minus 1. I'm going to copy and paste that for the 2 minus 1 and for the 3 minus 1 and for the 4 minus 1. 3, 6, 12, 24. I add them all together. 3 plus 6 plus 12 plus 24. And my answer is 45. So there's 2 questions. The expression in summation form is, or I guess is more of an equation, is this. You're literally putting the sequence formula in front of a summation, and then to evaluate it, whatever n is goes on top, and I evaluate the summation, which is what we did in the previous lesson. So if you're not comfortable with that, you can go back there. Number 2, summation form. I'm going to try and not write it as big this time. So Sn equals n equals 1 to n, a1 r to the n minus 1. So a1 is the first term, which is 3. R is the common ratio. What am I multiplying 3 by to get to 15? 5. 5. 5. R is 5. So Sn equals n equals 1 to n. A1 is 3. R is 5 to the n minus 1. Now, it wants me to use that formula to find the sum of the first 3 terms. So I'm going to do n equals 1 to 3 of 3 times 5 to the n minus 1. I start by substituting 1 in for n. And I keep on going until I get to the top number. So now I'm going to substitute 2 in for n and 3 in for n. And you can use a calculator. I'm not going to use the calculator this time. I showed you how we do it last time. That is 3. That is 15. That is 75. I add them together. And I get 93. That's it. You're substituting for summation method. You're substituting into this. Same A1 and R we've been doing all unit. And then once you have this, if you want to find the first whatever amount of terms, that number goes on top. And I evaluate the summation by starting by substituting what's in on the bottom in for the variable. And I keep on going until I get to the top. Just a little hint here. A1 and R. In fact, you know what? Why don't you write down what you think A1 and R are? A1 is 4. R, what am I multiplying by to get from 4 to negative 12? From negative 12 to positive 36. Since the signs are alternating, it has to be a negative, and it's negative 3. And again, if you can't come up with that, you can always do A2 divided by A1, A3 divided by A2, and you see that you're getting negative 3. So I want you to pause, complete this problem, write the formula, and then use that formula to find the first 5 terms, and then unpause. So again, try it on your own from here, pause, complete the problem, unpause. Now that you completed the problem on your own, I will go over it. Let's find a new color. Let's go orange. Orange is always my go-to when I go to that menu. So Sn equals n equals 1 to n. A1 is 4. R is negative 3 to the n minus 1. Now to evaluate the first 5 terms, n equals 1 to 5 of 4 negative 3 to the n minus 1. So I start by substituting 1 in for n. Use the calculator if you need to. That's 4. That's negative 12. That's 36. And again, you can just literally type this into the calculator, each of them. That's negative 108. And this is 324. I'm going to use a calculator for this last part. I'm going to Add them all up. 4 plus negative 12 plus 36 plus negative 108 plus 324. It's 244. And that's your answer. S of 5 equals 244. That's it. Summation form is this. It's literally the sum of a sequence. This is the sequence formula. So is this on the reference sheet? I mean, kind of. The sequence formula is on the reference sheet. So to put it in, to do it as a series, I'm just putting the sequence formula with a summation, since the series is the sum of the sequence. So is it on the reference sheet? Kinda. You have to understand that I'm putting the sequence formula in front of a summation. Once you have that, you're just subbing in for A1 and R, just like you did in the sequence formula. And then to evaluate the first whatever terms, that number goes up top. And then you're evaluating the summation by substituting the number on the bottom in for n. And you keep on going till you get to the number on top. And again, if you're not comfortable with this component on the right, we did a separate lesson on that, evaluating summations. Let me just make sure there's nothing else here. There's no twists. Nope. So your classwork / homework is to finish writing series with summation method. I hope everyone has a great day.